You have finally made the decision to sell your home. It's a very exciting time. You're doing it. You've been thinking about it for years. And you know what? In the next 3 to 6 months, we are going to put our house on the market. Now that you know for sure you're going to be doing this, guess what? You have homework assignments. You have a to-do list. And by knowing that you're gonna put it on the market in the next 3 to 6 months is going to give you the perfect amount of time to get all of these line items done and make sure that you are leveraging yourself so you can get top dollar for your home. My name is Lindsey Kaplan. I have been selling real estate for the last 10 years. I'm one of the top 10 agents in the area that I sell. And guess what? I have seen just about everything in real estate. I promise you, selling real estate and buying real estate can actually be quite easy. You just need to arm yourself with the right knowledge and the rest will be smooth sailing. All right. For our to-do list, the first thing we need to do, really take a quick inventory of any known inspection items that you know need to get taken care of, whether they're big or small. So if you know that, wow, these windows really could use some caulking, go ahead and take care of that. If you're aware of any drainage, if you're aware of any plumbing issues, any electrical issues, right now is the time to start lining up people and taking care of those issues. Because here is what will happen. Once you get your house to market, first of all, if there are these cosmetic issues that come up like caulking, grout that's not looking really good, people will notice. And so go ahead and take care of it, because when people see that, wow, this seller really taking care of a lot of the details, it will make them more motivated to put in more aggressive bid on your home. But also, once you are under contract, the buyers will have an inspector, and the inspector is going to go through your home with a fine-tooth comb. And no, you're not going to get every inspection issue, but if there are things that you do know that need to be addressed, well, the inspector will flag it, and there's a good chance that the buyers are going to ask for you to either resolve it then, or they are going to ask for a credit. And here's one thing I will tell you about the credits when they do ask for them, is that buyers tend to err a little bit on the higher side of guessing how much the whatever that inspection item will cost them versus on the lower end of things. So by you taking care of some of these inspection issues out of the gates, you're basically possibly saving yourself a lot of headache and a lot of money. Okay, on to your next to-do task. Start thinning out the stuff in your home. So if you have lots of stuff all over the house, this is your time to really start going through what are your piles of things that are going away, what are things you can just pack up now, put in boxes, and throw in your garage or in your basement. You want to get rid of as much of your stuff as possible, because guess what? When buyers come through your home, they're not focusing or do not want to focus on your stuff. They want to focus on the space that they're going to ultimately want to see themselves living in. So the less stuff that they have to contend with visually, the easier it is for them to really imagine themselves in this space. And we know that thinning out your houses and getting rid of that stuff, especially those of you who have been in your house for 30 years, we know that takes a while. So start now if you know you're going to sell in 6 months, and just, weekend warrior it a little bit at a time, okay? To-do list number 3, we want to neutralize your space. So if you have any rooms that you dedicated to like the Space Odyssey, or if you have a couple accent walls that maybe are not so popular with the kids these days, go ahead and neutralize those spaces. Really, paint does wonders. If your home is currently in a bunch of different colors, or all of the color palette that it is in is really out of date, I would actually make that investment to bring in a painter to neutralize that space. Make it a little less about you and more about the buyers who are coming into that space. Because while it is a pain to have the homes painted, when a buyer walks through the home, and for sure it will need to be painted, they will add that to their head of like, we're gonna have to spend X amount of dollars to paint this house. All you have to do is figure out what is the popular colors of today and just do the entire house in it. You know, listen, my sister-in-law is an interior designer. She does everything with Benjamin Moore Swiss coffee. It knocks it out of the park, super neutral. There you go. Doing a Swiss coffee. It's white, it's fine. But ultimately, if there are spaces when it's not, we're not just talking about paint. I'm also talking about if you went crazy in decorating your home in the 90s and then stopped there. If your home is so much a certain decade, then you'll lose them, because the buyers will be so caught up in the fact that, like, wow, this house is steeped in the 90s. They will not be able to actually walk through the space and imagine themselves moving in. If you can neutralize your space in terms of giving some nice fresh updates to maybe light fixtures, paint colors, hardware, it does so much to give that space a facelift. Even if, yeah, it might still be a little 90s, that's okay, but let's just make it a little less 90s. Can we do that for us? Hopefully. Another thing to think about too is, in terms of neutralizing these spaces, is if you do have a certain room that is so, maybe you have your favorite sports team. Maybe let's dial that down a little bit. Again, neutralize this space. Maybe we don't have to go all into the Chicago Bears. Maybe we can just get rid of the big mural on the wall. Here is the final and possibly the most important thing that you could do right now. You're going to sell your home in 3 to 6 months. Start bringing in a realtor. Now, you might already have a realtor that you know and trust and love, and guess what? When you call them to say, hey, can you come in? I'm thinking about moving, they will literally be in their car and on the way to your house. You don't have to worry about it. We consult all the time for our past clients on how to prep your house for sale in the future. It's what we do. We love this stuff. And the thing is that if you have a realtor that you know and trust, they are going to probably save you a lot of money and headache, because they will walk through your home and point out exactly, you know what? Paint this room, but not that room. Hey, I know that this could probably be updated, but you can probably leave that one alone. They will basically tell you where to put your money and where to save it. It literally is our expertise. It's what we do all the time. When you bring in that realtor, not only will they give you that great advice on how to prep your home, but they're also going to say, okay, when are you thinking about moving? All right, let's timeline this thing, right? Let's come up with that strategy so we know, all right, you want your house to be sold in 3 months? Great. You know what we're gonna do? Let's bring in the photographer 2 months out from this timeline. And so now we'll have our video assets and our photo assets, and I'm gonna start private marketing this on this date, and so on and so forth. They will get you that timeline and strategy. If they're a good agent, if they're not, well, but they will get you that strategy that you will need so you can breathe a sigh of relief to be like, all right, yeah, we're selling in 6 months. We've done all of our homework assignments. Our realtor's on it. Really, once we're ready to sell, all we have to do is press play and go, and we'll be off to the races. So there you have it. Those are your 4 things that you should be doing right now to get ready for the sale of your home. Now, if you do not have a realtor that you know, trust, and love, reach out to me. In my description below, I have a link where I can work with you on vetting that right agent for you, so you know exactly the right questions to ask, so you are aligning yourself with the right professional. If you're looking to move or sell in the Chicagoland area, well, then I'm your gal. I also have another link down in my description below that has a link where you can just set up a time, 20-minute conversation to see if we're a right fit for your real estate needs. If you like this content, please subscribe, and hey, down below, and go ahead and click on the next video, because it's going to be more great real estate advice. Have a great day.